All is good. All is well. I hope so. I hope so. Uh, y'all heard about that vote that just passed the Senate via Chuck Schumer with his assistants? Democrats in shambles right now, y'all. Y'all need to pray for them. All the Democratic voters, y'all need to be praying for your people, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. I was gonna do a couple of video clips on it. Was gonna do a few clips on it, but I figured this picture right here says enough. That says enough. That says enough. That's all you need to. That's all you need to know, right? That's all you need to know. Yeah, it was a CR bill, man, for governmental spending, and Democrats were against it because they were saying, the Trump administration was cuts to Medicaid, Medicare, all of these other things or whatever, and it was gonna be no guardrails on how they wanted to allocate the money that is dispersed within the government that was approved by Congress. So all the Democrats in the House, except for one, voted against it, but it still passed, right? And so I got it right here. So, because I was going to talk about it, but, I'm just going to share this much on it, right? So, they needed a 60 votes in the Senate. The final vote was 62 to 38. So it was 10 Democrats that, went to the other side, right? You got Schumer, you got Fetterman from Pennsylvania, Cortez Masto from Nevada, you got Durbin from Illinois, you got King, got Schultz, Hassan, Peters, Gillibrand, and Shaheen from New Hampshire. So, Democrats are pissed off right now. They're divided. They're showing to be very dysfunctional right now. And just get your popcorn, watch the show, man. Just get your popcorn, watch the show. Salute. So we're gonna get into today's show. And I got a little game that I wanted to try out with y'all, man, that I saw on social media. I thought was cool, in light of all the things that's going on right now, right? We're gonna get into Caleb Wilson, the sad death of him from Hazing in Southern University. We're gonna get into this chump, Danielle Barnett, slashing homeless people's tents. We're gonna get into some stuff, but I'm gonna try to lighten it up with this game that I want to play with y'all. See if y'all, it's called Guess the Movie based off of emojis, all right? That's what it's called. But let's get to we're gonna get into a couple clips real quick before we get to that. So stay tuned. Here we go.
The baton was literally like her arm was literally hitting the baton like this until she got a little ahead and my arm got stuck like this.
And then what? What are you gonna fucking do?
Okay, turn around, dude. We're done.
Not a goddamn
We're
thing.
done.
Fuck off.
We're done.
Fuck off.
He's slicing and cutting people teeth up.
Get the tents out of the street. I'm out your hair. It's a done deal. Simple.
You work for the city of Atlanta?
Like
No, I
he
don't
got
work for the
death
city of
on
Atlanta.
him.
He don't work for the city of Atlanta. He's a citizen.
Poverty pimps are trying their best to get you to think I'm the bad guy.
Newly released arrest documents show who is accused of hitting Caleb Wilson and goes into specific details about those who were there the night during that hazing ritual. It's what helped investigators get to the truth.
Everybody in the Divine Nine, all Greek organization, you really need to be careful of what y'all are doing.
She's a runner. She's a track star. She gonna run away when it gets hard. Then I'm in a big car. Yeah, I remember that song. Yeah, let's get into that, man. Poor baby. Poor baby. She's been charged with assault now, y'all. She has been charged with assault or battery. This track star who was getting passed up, and I think that, her getting passed up got the best of her because she was used to being a track star. And, let's go. Let's get to it.
Now to the high school runner who was hit by a baton during a race. Now her opponent is saying it was all an accident. Ike Ajachi is here with that story for us. Good morning, Ike.
Hey, good morning, Robin. Elena Everett found herself in the spotlight when footage of her smacking a fellow runner in the head with the baton went viral. Now, since the incident, her family says she's been receiving death threats. And now she's saying the entire ordeal was an accident and believes she has the video to prove it. This morning, Alayla Everett, the track star at the center of that viral video showing her appearing to hit another runner in the head with the baton, is speaking out.
I would never do that on purpose. That's not in my character.
Everett says the incident is a complete misunderstanding, pointing to another angle of the race as proof.
The baton was literally, like, her arm was literally hitting the baton like this until she got a little ahead and my arm got stuck like this.
In the video, Everett is seen on the inside track running the 4x200 relay at the Virginia State High School League Championships when junior Kaylin Tucker came around the outside on the corner.
That's when she hit me with the baton. I just felt a bang on my head and then I fell off the track immediately.
Kaylin dropping her baton and reaching for her head. She was later diagnosed with a concussion. Now, since the incident, the Everett family has been served with court papers and must appear before a judge. The athletic director for Alayla's high school has since apologized to the Tucker family on their behalf.
Yeah. Cut the check. Hell with your apology. You hit my baby upside the head and get her concussion. That wasn't an accident. Yeah, I agree with y'all. That wasn't no accident. She got frustrated. She had a split second of frustration getting passed up because she's the track star. She ain't used to this. Like, wait a minute. What the hell going on? Oh, come on, man. We all been there. We all had that moment of lapse of, like, judgment. They kids. All right, so let's get to this next clip, man. Get the juices pumping before we get to this game, okay? For those who are just now tuning in, I got a game coming up. It's called Guess That Movie. Based off the emojis, okay? I think it was a cool game in light of everything that's going on. Try to, add some light to the show this week. Not be so depressing, okay? But we're going to get into this. Karen files a sighting at a local Costco. All right? Let's get into this real quick because bruh man wasn't going for it. He wasn't going for it.
I said back the fuck off of me! You just hit me!
Lady, you need to stop. You've been harassing him this whole time.
Thank you. Leave me the fuck alone.
I've been recording you, ma'am.
Of course you are. And then what? What are you gonna fucking do?
Hey, put it around, dude. We're done.
Not a goddamn
We're
thing.
done.
Fuck off.
We're done.
Fuck off.
Have that out all the time throughout going to the store.
No, just when people are harassing others and acting like parents.
I wasn't.
I'm not gonna even get in an argument with you.
Yeah, you're still recording. That's what's getting, like, it would be one thing if you actually turned it off. Like, the interaction's done. Now it's between us. Because this is stupid. Let me ask you a question. I just want to understand. Excuse me. You're going to record you. Oh, wow. And you're not even going to listen? Oh, that's trashy. That's trashy. So, like, were you there when it all happened? Don't even, you have to engage. No, it's a simple question. I understand, but it's a simple question. Were you even there when it all happened? Did you have the whole thing on recording? That's what I would like. The whole thing, even him cutting in front of us? No, because I was the last one in line. So you weren't there. You wouldn't know. And that's the part where you're just like,
Don't fucking talk to me.
we're going over here. Don't worry.
Yeah. I always wonder how it go in the house with two Karens that live with each other. Karen mama, Karen daughter. Like, I wonder how those arguments go. I wonder if a man can survive in a household like that. But let's get to this game, right? Let's get to this game. Can you guess the movie by emojis, okay? Now, I understand depending on what platform you're watching on, whether it's via X or YouTube, okay? And for those who are watching on YouTube, if there's any disruption at any point, I am live on X as well, okay? But with me live, there is a latency, okay, that I can't avoid. Y'all can't avoid. It's maybe between 30 to 40 seconds, okay? So as I go to each you know, how could I say it? As I go to each slide, okay, I know it's going to be a latency, so I'm going to be patient with y'all, and I'm going to give you guys time to respond, okay? For those who, you know, who are trying to guess, all right? We're going to, you know, I'll be patient with you. Just be patient with me, okay? And let me know if you guys give up. If nobody can get it, let me know when y'all give up, okay? So I can go ahead and just tell y'all so we can move on, okay? All right, so here's the first one. First movie. Can you guess this movie by emojis? What is the name of this movie right here? Let me know in the comments. You ain't got to call in. Let me know in the comments. Salute. That was quick. Okay, 5 heartbeats. Easy, right? I'm starting off easy. I think the first 3 or 4 are a little easy, okay? It's going to get a little bit harder, all right? Okay. Salute. All right. Yeah, you're just a little bit too late. Just a little bit too late. You got to use the scribble text. I told you, stop texting with your, typing with just your thumbs or like this, mama. All right, mama? Use both hands, okay? All right. That's what he said. All right, here we go. Next one. Oh, let me show y'all so y'all don't think I'm lying. It is the 5 heartbeats. Hold on. 5 heartbeats. All right. Here's the next one. Can you guess the movie? Okay. All right. That was quick. Quick out there. Okay. I see you. That's right. Love and basketball. Salute. Okay. Let's go to the next one. I think this is the last easy one now. See, Mom. The love of basketball. No. Even if you were first, you still would have been wrong. See that? Stop drinking. Put down the wine, lady. All right, let's get to the next one. It's the last easy one now. The rest of them, they get harder after this next one. What is this movie right here? Classic. Cult favorite. Not as quick on that one. What is coming back to America? All right, I'll give it to you. Okay? I'll give it to you. Because I don't want to do. It's coming to America. He had never been to America. Okay? All right? Prince Hakeem had never been to America. It was his first time. Okay. All right. Let's get to this next one. All right, this is where it starts to get a little hard, okay? All right. Here we go. What's this movie? That was the first one. That was the first one. What's this movie right here, though? Holla at me. Come on. Nah, I can't post those comments. You can't give nobody no help. See? You're going to give somebody some help. Don't help them. Bank robbers. No. Bank robbers, gun, and women. Yep. You correct. That's that. Yeah, that's the name of the movie. That's the name of the movie. Go ahead and go back to drinking. Nobody can guess. Let me know when y'all quit. Let me know when y'all, y'all give up now so we can move on. I told you it's gonna get a little bit harder. It's easy for me though, but I already know what's up. Y'all give up. What you say? I'm not right. Oh. I didn't see it. Where I see it at? I don't see it. It ain't show up. Where you on? Facebook? No, that's YouTube. I ain't see it. I already posted and set it off. Yeah, there you go. That is correct. The answer is set it off. And I'm missing you, although I miss. Y'all remember that? My brother here, he get it. My brother here, he gets it. Okay, this next one's hard. Here we go. Who can guess it? Oh. Good job. Good job. That was before your time. Good job. Good job. Guess it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. Okay, let me see if y'all can guess this next one. Let me see. We got two more. This next one and one more. All right. Guess this one. Guess this one. Who can guess this one? Top 5 all time. No, not Love and Hip Hop. I didn't say reality show. It's movies. Movies. Guess that movie. Thin line between love and hate. That's right. Salute, Howard. You got it. You got it. That was a tough one. That was a tough one. That's what's tough one. What love got to do with it? Yeah. I can see how somebody say that too. What's love got to do with it? Yeah, sing that song right, Anime. All right, here's the last one. Guess that movie. Come on. I figured this would be the hardest one. Because when I saw it on Instagram, nobody could get it. What's this movie? Come on. Don't try to Google it. I wonder, who's been Googling this? Oh. Close. Not close, but close. I can see why you get that from that, but nope, that's not it. Love me tender. Woman, go take you a cold shower. I don't know what you think about. Waiting to exhale. No, close. Ah, here we go. Poetic Justice. Come on, Poetic Justice. Remember she used to write poetry? You got the scale for justice. They both were musical artists, Tupac and Janet Jackson. It was a love story. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. Holding it down. Okay. Good job, people. All right. So let's get to Daniel Da Vinci Barnett, the tent slasher. Okay, if you guys haven't heard or seen about him, Gino the Barber. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it is a latency. That's right, Poetic Justice. Classic. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. I'm gonna try to do other things like that, man. Make a little bit more engaging, other than me just up here running my mouth. I even refrained from drinking Crown today. I'm going sober. Okay. All right. I need help. Okay, so let's get to the Daniel Da Vinci Barnett, the tent slasher. If you guys haven't seen that viral clip of this chump, this sucker, this mulatto Drake type dude was out here slashing homeless people's tents in Atlanta. Okay, I'm gonna get to the viral video and I'm gonna get to the clip of where he has been responding to the supposed death threats. Okay, let's go.
It's people's ain't no tent, bro. It's people's ain't no tent while you doing that. It's people's ain't no tent. Just how you did, just how they killed Kaniz out here. He slicing and cutting. He's slicing and cutting. He's slicing and cutting folks' tents, bro.
Nah, bro. Thank you.
He's slicing and cutting people's tents up.
Get the tents out of the street. I'm out your hair. It's a done deal. Simple.
You work for the city of Atlanta?
Like
No,
he
I don't
got
work for the
death
city of
on
Atlanta.
him.
He don't work for the city of Atlanta. He's a citizen. He's just like us, but he's inside of the house. We outside, so he's doing this like just personally doing it.
I done gave y'all a gang of opportunities.
But who?
Provided y'all resources.
What?
I'm still in the middle of the street. Get out the middle of the street. Holmes, if you want to keep your tent.
Blessings. Just want to respond because I'm getting a ton of death threats. So let me just go ahead and respond to some of these folks that are interested in what was going on with the encampment. Okay. First and foremost, our organization is safe. It's Sweet Auburn Frontline Enforcement. We provide public safety, beautification, and nonprofit auditing and accountability for the projects that they get funded for. SAFE has been retained in order to clean up this area. The city of Atlanta had tried to remove the encampment previously. They killed somebody, and it's been no action ever since. In addition to that, this encampment has been there for 3 years. But let's get into how this whole situation on March 6th came about. I was driving by, we saw a fire. The rest of this stuff is detailed in my response, which is on the website, but long story short was that we put out a fire. Along the process, the tent walls and abandoned property that's left in the middle of this public street has been deemed as debris. No one's in these tents, y'all. I understand what y'all are saying, but no one's in these tents. And I'm back there almost like every other day. And I have videos and receipts. All this is on the website. The tent walls were removed so that when the city comes through and removes the tents, if there's someone laying down in there, the people can see it. That's it. You guys are being tricked. And it's unfortunate. But I'm going to tell you why you guys are being tricked. Because the nonprofits in the area get millions of dollars for this encampment being there. And I like to refer to it as pimping the poor, specifically pimping the black poor. Because in other areas like Midtown and Buckhead, this type of activity doesn't exist. So this is what they do. Like, for an example, Cornelius Taylor in the moratorium that passed. Did you know that Hope Atlanta got $1 million for that? No, you didn't. You didn't hear about it. That's what the rah-rah is about. These guys are making millions of dollars by keeping the encampments in black areas. So we're actually doing the work to clean it up, which is a threat to how these guys get money. For an example, I'll spare it. It's all on the website with video and receipts. So I definitely appreciate all the folks that want to decide they want to hit me up with death threats. Everyone who's showing all this outrage will do me a favor. After the press release, come and help us clean up the area. If you feel so passionate about it, come do something about it. We're out here doing the work. I'm asking you for your help, okay? You can go to joinsafe.org and you can hit clean and you can go to the volunteer form and you can become a volunteer and you'll see what we're doing. If you watch the videos, I'm the one who's providing them the help. So for everyone who's saying all this negative stuff about the work that's being done, we're black people cleaning up a black neighborhood that Martin Luther King used to walk the streets in. We're doing our own work. And what it is that the poverty pimps are trying their best to get you to think I'm the bad guy because I'm about to expose them in the next 2 weeks.
Is anybody out there buying any of that shit he's selling? I'm not. Slashing homeless people's tents is not a way of, nicely or trying to move these victims or homeless people to another area. Slashing them, nah, bro, that ain't it. That ain't it. So this dude here, man, he has been arrested because they had a warrant out for his arrest. They found him, and here's his hearing right here, and you'll be amazed. See, that's what I'll be talking about, man. Like, I just don't be understanding people who have a criminal history that is embarrassing, that is weird, and you got the nerve to be doing all this shit on Front Street. You know what I'm saying? And then you publicly like putting yourself out there trying to justify what you did because the shit that came out in this man's hearing. Check this out.
Daniel Burnett is case number 25CR1288G, accused of criminal trespass causing damage to property. And this is 2 counts of that particular charge plus reckless conduct from March 6, 2025. Mr. Barnett has been advised of his right to remain silent, and his attorney is Mr. Jonathan Melnick. Any priors, Mr. Howard?
13. Got an open case in Judge Corner Cell, 22 SC 184-542. Stalking, 4 counts of ag stalking. And they placed a judicial hold. 2022 stalking that was dismissed out of Cobb County. 2013 obstruction conviction.
All right. Who's prosecuting? Ms. Mulcahy?
That would be me, Your Honor. This is an incident stemming from March 6th at Old Wheat Street in Atlanta. Officers responded to the location on the 7th after receiving a 911 call about a dispute between a group of homeless individuals living on Old Wheat Street and an alleged security personnel who was working for a construction site in the area. Officers arrived at the location and they met with the superintendent of Sovereign Cooper Construction, who told them that they are in the process of building an apartment in the location, and so they hired third-party security company Divine Authority Agency to secure the construction site after hours. Officers then made contact with multiple homeless victims who all reported that a security guard by the name of Da Vinci, later identified as the defendant, had routinely been harassing them, threatening them, and intentionally damaging their belongings for the past 2 weeks. A victim by the name of Shanika Dansby showed officers 3 separate videos of the most recent incident from the 6th. In one of them, you can clearly see the defendant yelling and using a blade to cut through multiple tents occupied by the individuals who were there. In another video, you can see the defendant with what appears to be a long gun on his side. It should be noted that the victim stated that he didn't point the gun at anyone at that time, he just had it on his person. A victim by the name of Letitia Morris expressed that she was afraid because she was afraid that the blade would cut her or someone else because she was actually inside of the tent while the defendant was using that blade to cut into those tents. Victims Roy McLeod and Anthony Atwater reported that 2 weeks prior, an unknown person had shot multiple rounds towards the area where the tents were located, with some of those rounds actually putting holes in the sides of the tent. The shots did come from the direction of the construction site, and the parties believe that it was the defendant who shot the gun because he had repeatedly yelled at them that he had a gun and he wasn't afraid to use it. In one of the videos showed to officers, you can hear the defendant saying a similar phrase that, he has a gun and he's not afraid to use that weapon. The victim stated that they didn't call 911 at the time because they were, of course, afraid, and they also didn't think the police would be able to do anything to help. A woman by the name of Angela Pitts donated 8 of those tents to the individuals for community use, for anyone in that community to use those tents, and she states that all 8 of those tents were in fact damaged. 3 of the victims were able to identify the defendant in a lineup. The state's recommendation for Mr. Barnett is going to be based on the incredibly concerning facts of this case, as well as the defendant's history, which, as you heard, does include that open aggravated stalking for stalking his ex-girlfriend for several months. So given his history, we can see this is not the first time he's exhibited this type of concerning and threatening behavior to an individual. There are, of course, concerns for the safety and well-being of the general public. Thankfully, in this incident, no one was hurt, but that could easily have not been the case. I will also note that he was out on bond for that ag stalking, and there has been a motion to revoke that bond. that has been filed by the DA's office.
A stalker. His ex had to put a restraining order on that cocksucker for stalking. He's a weirdo. He's a weirdo. And he's hiding behind this supposed corporation or whatever that hired him as security. And like Daryl said, like if you're trying to help and you want to clean the street, why not help them pack the tent and take them to a safe environment? Rather than slice and dice, rather than threaten them with a gun, rather than go off in the cut and fire off, you know what I'm saying, it's trying to scare people. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to try to, blame the poverty pimps. And it's just crazy. It's just crazy. I hope they, I'm not going to say that. I ain't going to say that. I'm just going to let, justice, hopefully justice will prevail, right? And say, what a loser. That's right. That's right. This nigga's crazy as hell. That's right. That's right. That's right. Just look at the nigga hat. But it's crazy, man. But like I said, y'all, it's important to have more compassion for the homeless, man. That's a very sensitive subject for a lot of people, man. You don't know what people have been going through, man. You'll be amazed at how many homeless veterans are out there, right? People who went and fought and died for this country or put their life on the line for this country to come back, and can't afford, can't even deal with, with the social environment of things. So they lose their house, they lose their job, they lose everything. And those tents, in a lot of cases, are all they have. A lot of them don't even have tents. And you not even packing them up, like you said, packing them up and moving them. You slashing them so they can't even reuse them. It's fucked up, man. It's messed up. It's messed up. Excuse my language. Pardon my language. For anybody out there viewing, we were just talking about Daniel Da Vinci Barnett, the tent slasher in Atlanta. He has been arrested and charged. I think he did make bail, but hopefully they take care of his ass, man. Everybody, if you can, man, hit the like button for me, all right? It helps me get in that algorithm, okay? Because, YouTube is really trying to suppress me, man. But let's get to the horrible story, man. It's the update on the hazing death of Caleb Wilson. If you guys don't know about Caleb Wilson, man, he was in the band at Southern University, engineering major, and he died during, a hazing situation as he was pledging Omega Psi Phi. Okay, so the previous reports is that he was in line at a park, and he just fell out. And come to find out, they found out it was a lie. And some sources, because there were supposedly up to 20 people there in that warehouse at the time, right? That are saying that it happened at this warehouse that was owned by the parents of one of the pledgees, okay, in the situation here. So let's get into this real quick, man. It's very, very, very sad.
Cannot express how deeply saddened we are by the loss of our student, Caleb Wilson. Our collective thoughts and prayers continue to be with Caleb's family, friends, classmates, and all who knew and loved him. Southern University is very much appreciative of the efforts of the Baton Rouge Police Department under the leadership of Chief Morse and District Attorney Hilaire Moore, who are working diligently to pursue justice for Caleb. The university will continue to fully and actively cooperate with law enforcement as this case moves forward. Our internal investigation and code of conduct processes adjudicating these events are ongoing. The Baton Rouge campus chapter of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity has been ordered to cease all activities. As I just noted, student code of conduct, judiciary proceedings are underway. Anyone and any student organization found to be in violation will face prompt disciplinary action. In addition, every campus Greek organization is being informed that no additional membership intake can occur for at minimum the remainder of the academic year.
He had a calendar on his counter, and every day he put a check saying, "Did I pray?" And he put a check mark. Did I thank God? He put a check mark. And then did he smile? He put a check mark.
Details in newly released arrest documents show who is accused of hitting Caleb Wilson and goes into specific details about those who were there the night during that hazing ritual. It's what helped investigators get to the truth. Tonight, Caleb is no longer here, and the 3 young lives charged with hazing pledges are facing serious felony charges. 2 of them ended up in handcuffs today, and only the WAFBI team was there as police hauled them away. Isaiah Smith didn't utter a word on his way to a waiting vehicle on his way to jail. This video filmed Tuesday morning after Smith turned himself in to the Violent Crimes Unit in Baton Rouge. Smith is facing felony hazing charges, accused of punching at least one of the pledges. Investigators noted Smith was known as the Dean of Pledges, and it was his car that was used to transport Caleb Wilson's unresponsive body to the hospital, where Wilson was pronounced dead. A court commissioner set his bond at $25,000 for criminal hazing, a felony. We then spoke to his attorney.
Up until this afternoon, we didn't know what the allegations were. We didn't know what, who's accused of doing what. And, in clear print, you can read the affidavit. I read the affidavit for the arrest warrant. In clear print, it's clear that he never made contact with Caleb. Now, that being said, this was a freak occurrence.
The hazing ritual came to light 2 weeks ago. Fraternity members initially reported that Wilson, a student at Southern University, collapsed at this park in Baton Rouge. That was a lie we first exposed. Instead, Wilson was actually at this warehouse, which was being leased by the father of Isaiah Smith.
Isaiah is terribly remorseful about this. This is nothing that anybody wanted. And I think we're still in a state of shock about what's going on. He's a student at Southern. He's a member of a fraternity. He loves the fraternity. He loves the pledges. He loved Caleb. So to be sure, remorse is an understatement.
Smith is among 2 others also implicated in the hazing. Kyle Thurman was captured by U.S. Marshals at this home in Port Allen Monday night. This is video of him as he was escorted from the West Baton Rouge jail back to the jurisdiction where the hazing occurred Tuesday morning. Warrants indicate the Southern pledges were broken up into 2 groups. Thurman allegedly punching the first group with boxing gloves. And this man, Caleb McCray, allegedly punched the second group. Police say Caleb Wilson was in that second group. McCray is facing the most serious of the charges, manslaughter, which could carry up to 40 years in prison if convicted, along with a felony hazing charge. Arrest warrants say McCray is accused of punching Wilson 4 times, at which point Wilson collapsed. His lawyer asking the public not to rush.
Pay attention to this dude right here. I got some breaking news. Breaking news with this cat right here.
To judgment.
People have a lot of opinions on this case, but there's still a lot of information and variables that are unknown at this time. And so when I ask people to hold off judgment, I'm just simply asking to just trust this criminal justice process, that as the case develops, there's more information we'll learn. And I know it's early to ask for any, empathy or sympathy toward my client, but his life has been altered.
Philip Robinson says Caleb McCray is grieving tonight.
And he experienced a traumatic event himself. This is a tough situation all the way around. I am confident in my client's innocence. I do feel that my client will have an opportunity to defend himself and give his point of view.
The heartache of Caleb Wilson's death has 2 communities from Baton Rouge to New Orleans facing enormous grief, including at the Pilgrim Baptist Church in Kenner.
Caleb grew up in this church from a baby. He was baptized here, so he's been a member all of his life. As a matter of fact, his entire family, his father and his mother, grandfather, who was a former pastor of this church for 44 years.
Pastor Mitchell Stevens knew Caleb Wilson well and will be there when his life is remembered this weekend for the extraordinary things Wilson did in his short years on earth.
He played his trumpet many times when he was in from college. He would play for one of our worship services, but just seeing him around. So he was always at my house, or my son was at his house. So just missing the closeness of our families.
Southern is planning remembrances on Friday, followed by his funeral at Pilgrim Baptist Church in Kenner on Saturday. McCray is due back in court in May. Smith is due back in court in June. Right now, jail records show bond has been set at $25,000 for Kyle Thurman.
You see this right? That's why I told y'all to pay attention to Caleb's attorney, Omega Sci-Fi. All right. Now I don't know about the third suspect, but the other one whose parents were leasing the warehouse and who was the one responsible for transporting Caleb's body to the hospital after changing his clothes. I don't know if they talked about that in the report or not, but he changed his clothes. He got the white lawyer. The main suspect, the one who has allegedly responsible for the death of Caleb, he got the Omega Sci-Fi lawyer. Now, I know what that means. Y'all know what that means? Have you guys heard anything public from people who are on the board of Omega Sci-Fi? Yeah, they changed his clothes. I don't know, I'm just gonna see how that plays out. But yes, one of the reports that I saw, the guy who has the car, they changed his clothes before they took him. What else I was gonna say about this? Yes. So my opinion is the elders, the higher ups, I don't know how the fraternity works, but I do know that there's supposed to be people who, oversee, who are responsible to some extent for the organization as a whole, right? The elders need to take back control of their fraternities, because this is the first death I've heard of, but this is not the first hazing I've ever heard of, right? Like when I was going to Grambling State, my stepfather is Omega Sci-Fi. When I was going to, and all his brothers, when I was going to Grambling State, I was considering pledging Omega Sci-Fi. And at that time, I had found out that they were pledging underground because their chapter was suspended. They weren't supposed to be pledging anybody, so they were pledging underground. And what was crazy was that the line names of the last group that crossed, their line name was attached. It was according to whatever physical injury they suffered crossing. And one of the guys that got gangrene from being beat so bad. So I remember talking to some family on my stepfather's side, and it tells you something like when, your stepfather is like, yo, I hear you want to cross. I hear you want to pledge. I don't want to know nothing that's going on. I don't want to know nothing. That tells you it's bad. Like, that's when I was like, why would you want to know? Because I used to hear stories that he would tell me, well, like what his hazing was. I mean, if you want to call it hazing, then his form of hazing was when my stepfather was a pledgee. He was the brother, that did the crossing. His thing was he would know about you. So he knew if you had a girlfriend, he would hit you up 11, 12 o'clock at night and say, hey, I need you to wash my clothes. Right? So you come to, his dorm, you get his clothes, and you go down and wash it to the washateria to wash his clothes, and he would have your girlfriend down there waiting for you. You know what I'm saying? To keep you company and shit. Like, that was their form of hazing. After a period of time, it started turning to gang culture, to where they beating the shit out of you. Like, no more than just the paddle to the ass. Like, that was the extent of what my stepdad would tell me. Like, that was or what he could tell me. That was the worst of it. You know what I mean? Getting a paddle. But now what you hearing is like, yo, I don't understand, like, who is overseeing these chapters? Like, is it like once these kids cross and then, they become big bros, now it's on them? Like, you're letting kids, like, oversee kids? Like, I don't know. And I could be wrong with what my how I see it. Like, so he's 28 years old. Hold on, let me see, because I'm missing. Yeah, my husband is a Omega Sci-Fi fraternity, and he is disgusted about this. Isaiah is 28 years old. Why is he still in college? My husband stresses to his students to speak up if needed. Yeah, dude is 28. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like I said, the elders of this organization, they need to start taking control of it ASAP. Because let me tell you something. If that was my son, and I totally like foresee Caleb's parents, how do you not end up being civilly You know, as an organization, how do you not find yourself civilly responsible for this? Like the pain and suffering, you literally, so they're responsible for that boy's life. What happens? You know? It's crazy. And it don't look no better when you got Omega Psi Phi as your lawyer. It don't make it, it's just the optics of it for me. It's just the optics of it for me. That's crazy. And like I said, you know, innocent till proven guilty. Innocent till proven guilty. But it ain't looking good. It don't look good when it's reported that you lied about, you know, where he was. It don't look good when you find out the report said that you changed his clothes. It don't look good when you lie and say that you only punched him once. And then you got people who were there saying he was punched multiple times, right? He was punched in the chest, and when he went to the back of the line, he collapsed. It don't look good when they're saying that it's still 8 to 10 more that they may charge. It don't look good when you think about, okay, Caleb Wilson, he was punched in the chest or allegedly punched in the chest so hard that he went into a seizure and died. What happened to the other boys too? Because it wasn't a thing of Caleb was picked on and was done the worst. I doubt that. It's a possibility, but I'm from the sorts of it was some beating going on and it got to that point to where it killed somebody. So this had been going on for a while. What the other boys went through? What did the other kids go through? You know what I'm saying? What stories do they have to tell? It's crazy. It's crazy.
I don't know what's going on with the investigation. I don't know where it stands. I don't know what happened. I'm getting bits and pieces of information. But I do want to say this. Everybody in the Divine Nine, all Greek organizations, you really need to be careful of what y'all are doing.
Now, out of all the Omega Psi Phis, out of all the celeb Omega Psi Phis, right? There's nobody who's attached to the organization to where they have any responsibility for the furthering of this fraternity. You know what I'm saying? The bookkeepers, the president, the vice president, anybody, the chairman of the board, nobody, right? I hadn't heard nothing from nobody except from this dude right here, and I don't like what he had to say to an extent. I'm going to start it back, but I just, the optics of it, like there's no condemnation. Let's go back. I could be wrong. Let's play it again.
I don't know what's going on with the investigation. I don't know where it stands. I don't know what happened. I'm getting bits and pieces of information. But I do want to say this. Everybody in the Divine Nine, all Greek organizations, you really need to be careful of what y'all are doing and not put nobody's life at risk. I'm not blaming nobody. I'm not saying what happened because I wasn't there. Whatever process everybody go through, they need to cross their burning sands safe and sound and in their right mind and without wounds. I will say that. I don't know what happened and what's going on.
That's a lie. Because guess what he says next?
In the with the investigation or whatever. But I would I'm just real, more than anything, right now, I'm saddened for this family. That's terrible. That is absolutely terrible for something like that to happen. So, God bless them. God bless y'all. Thank y'all for watching. And I just appreciate y'all. And just take a little time out of your day and pray for Mr. Corey Wilson and his family and his beautiful wife, Miss Wilson, and nieces, nephews, and other kids and grandparents. Keep them all lifted up in prayer. God bless y'all. Thank y'all for having a sincere and genuine heart, and keep everybody lifted up in prayer.
Yeah, because like I'm trying my hardest not to go full-fledged and attack this fraternity, right, as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Because like my story at Grambling State University can't be and should not be a representation of a whole fraternity at every single college campus. I'm not going to say that. But what I will say is that I heard about a lot of things that was going on, things that I shouldn't even heard about. You know what I'm saying? Like, even my stepbrother was going to pledge. And you know why he dropped out? He was told the next time, he was told by one of the bruhs, he said, next time you come back to the frat house, don't wear no drawers. That's why he dropped out. He was like, what the Yeah. I got a partner who was my best friend. My best friend, we roommated together. You know what I'm saying? When I stayed in Grambling, near Grambling State University. He was still at Grambling State University. I'm not gonna say no names. But he was pledging the boys with the canes. What's the boy with the twirling the canes? And I don't know all the names like that. But he was the fraternity that was twirling the canes and stuff, right? And you know, I'd be at the crib, you know, smoking my weed, drinking, watching movies and stuff, and his boys would come over there, you know, he cross with, you know, and they be doing the whole twirling the cane and all that, you know what I'm saying? Like I was just seeing like the shift of how he changed. Kappa, okay, yeah, I was seeing the shift of how he changed, right? He started to become like distant with me. Like, now mind you, now we went to high school with each other, like we was like ace boom coons, you know, like we did everything like damn near together, right? A few years later, I'm at the store, and this dude who I knew who owned a stereo shop, who I bought some stereo equipment from, he is a known undercover freakazoid. Like, you know, messes with, I ain't gonna say little boys, but he messes with young boys, right? So like at that time, he was like in his 30s, so he liked them young, like in their early 20s, right? And one day I was up there and I was looking for something, and he was like, yo, they call me DJ. He's like, yo, DJ. Like, what's up? I got your boy on tape. So what you mean? What you talking about? He said, I got your boy on tape. You want to see it? I was like, who you talking about? What you talking about? I ain't gonna say his name, but he told me his name. I was like, he's like, you want to see it? I was like, no, I don't want to see that. What you? No. And I was just like, he just dying laughing. And when he was saying that, I already knew what was up. Now, I ain't saying what was going on. I'm not saying it because I didn't watch it. I don't know. I didn't ask. But it was the wrong dude to tell me some stuff like that with a smile on his face for me to be like, damn. You know? So it's like I've heard a lot of horror stories when it comes to fraternities and sororities. You know, young girls getting turned out by fraternities, you know, because they want to be, I forgot what they called it, something booze, whatever it is. Like, you know, if you're Omega and the girl is what's the girl one? Damn, now I'm drawing a blank. Not AKA Delta, you know, Omega and Delta. Like it's something boo that they would call. And one girl was trying to amp me up, like, no, go ahead and pledge anyway, because she was a Delta. She was pledging Delta. She was like, go ahead and pledge anyway, so we can be something booze. I forgot what she called it. I'm like, man, hell no, man, I ain't. What? Y'all be geeked up over this, man. I was just thinking about joining because I thought it'd be cool. Not because like I never felt like I had to be a part of something. Like I never felt like I was losing, like I felt like I was losing something by not being a part of something. I just thought like, oh, like, you know, that might be cool to try out, you know, or might be cool to join. But it wasn't to seek no validation or no status like that. And that was just always been weird to me with people who do join and cross and they change. It turns into you know what I'm saying? It turns into I never understood that. I'm glad I didn't, because I probably would have killed somebody. Somebody tried to put that. I've never been okay with people putting their hands on me. I don't even like play wrestling with dudes. Like, you know, dudes like to be here try to. I never like that. I get mad too quick. So I couldn't imagine myself sitting on the line and letting just dudes abuse me just so I can put some on my back. Nah, ain't happening. I'm built different. And like I said, I don't knock anybody who pledged, because your experience may not have been that. Your experience may have been wonderful, a true brotherhood experience, right? There's nothing brotherly about beating somebody down, beating somebody to a pulp, putting them in the hospital. There's nothing brotherly about that. So I'm not knocking everybody that pledged, because that may not have even been your experience. Some Omega Psi Phi guys may have been looking at it like, what? what the hell? Where they been doing that at? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to condemn the whole organization from the lower level up, but I am going to condemn the higher ups, the president, the vice president. Y'all need to get y'all black asses out there and say something. Don't be worried about the lawsuit that's coming y'all way. It's inevitable. You gonna pay. And whether y'all survive it or not, that's on y'all, but y'all gonna pay. You know what I'm saying? So now is not the time to be trying to save face and, no, not to make a statement right now because, it might be be looked at as a mission of guilt. You're guilty. You're guilty. You're guilty. I work for a company. It's a lot of other companies. If you work for them and you go do something outside of the company hours, you still fired. You still held, because that company can be held accountable because of what you do. So get out of here with that. It turned out to be clicks. If you're not, because like I said, when I was going to Grambling, that's when I saw the transition. It was gangs. It was Omegas fighting Betas or whatever, Zetas or whatever it was. Like it literally, I would hear stories of like how they would just walk down the middle of the campus and they would see some dudes in blue shirts, Zetas and Omegas would see some dudes in blue shirts, and it turned into a gang war. Like they were fighting in the middle of the damn, like for no reason. It just turned into gang shit. So, yeah. But appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. Hit that like I said, hit that like button for me, giving you that algorithm, man. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and stay tuned for this message, all right? Till next time. Peace.
Do you think that with this kind of thoughts you have, you're being watched?
Absolutely. I know for a fact I am. I know for an absolute fact that I'm being watched.
Is this a thin red line between I fight for the rights of the black people of America?
If you want to join a fraternity or a sorority, you want to join a brotherhood and a sisterhood, this is what you need to be joining right here. Join this.
Do you think that with this kind of thoughts you have, you're being watched?
Absolutely. I know for a fact I am. I know for an absolute fact that I'm being watched.
Is this a thin red line between I fight for the rights of the black people of America and I'm a terrorist?
Yeah. I mean, to white America, I've already crossed the line.
So you are a terrorist for them?
For them, I am. For them, I am. I believe in black people. I believe that we have the right to live just like everybody else. And I'm not going to back down from it. Could it cost me my life? I believe so. Will it cost me my life? I'm not sure. But I know what the consequences are for me speaking out. I know what the consequences are for me training black people to defend themselves, to fight. People are tired. People want to push back. They just want to be left alone.